Supreme Lord, eternal truth, let us obey thee alone and live according to truth. परमोच प्रभु सत्यम नित्यत्वमेव केवलम अनुवर्तामहे सत्यम अनुजीवम केवलम ओम शांति शांति शांति. Sri Aurobindo Mira is my refuge. Good evening. Welcome all of you. Vande Mataram. Today we are going to discuss a very energetic topic, very interesting topic, that is Sri Aurobindo is coming. Sri Aurobindo is coming in his first supramental body upon earth. As Sri Aurobindo already previously he has quoted, I will be the first supramental being. So this is not a hope, but it is a certitude. It is a certitude that we must boast upon the sayings as quoted by Sri Aurobindo. I will be the first supramental being. So we must be illumined enough. We must be anxious to welcome him in his arrival with the supramental body upon earth. So the topic is Sri Aurobindo is coming in the first supramental body upon earth. Sri Aurobindo is coming. We should welcome him. We should be prepared for his welcome, grand welcome. So before going to the topic, we can just imagine before Sri Aurobindo came to Pondicherry. We know the story, we have known that Uttar Yogi was there, the concept of the Uttar Yogi. The famous Yogi in near Trichy, his name was Nagai Japatta, the famous yogi in Trichy, Tiruchirappalli. When he was deathbed, then his real disciple, a great Jamindar, K.V.R. Iyengar, the man who asked him about who will be the spiritual guide, from where they will get the spiritual guidance after his departure. So this Guru Nagai Japatta was silent for a while. Then he told, one Uttar Yogi, one yogi from the north, he will come. So these people asked, how shall we know that he is from north and all? Then he said two things. One, he would come to the south seeking refuge, number one. Number two, he would be known by three sayings. So initially, you know the first condition, she was a south seeking refuge, came from the north, all the way from the Chandarnagar he came, seeking refuge, and he was escaping from the problem of these English people. So he came to south, especially to Pondicherry, seeking refuge in Pondicherry, French colony. And second thing, he would be known by three sayings. It is expected that the letter which was written by Sri Aurobindo to his wife, rather Mrinalini Devi, there itself he is described of his three madness. So these three madness may be considered still now that this is the three sayings what he heard initially. So we know he is coming. So from that we got some hints that he is coming. Now itself it is not the matter of this physical coming, it is there. Sri Aurobindo is of course he has passed away from our vision during 5th December 1950, of course. So from that day onwards we know until 111 hours Dr. Sanyal could not issue the death certificate because that supramental force was around him. It was so bright, so luminous, so golden, he could not be identified as a dead, the certificate could not be issued. And till now we believe and we have the strong faith that he will come because he is there in a subtle physical state. We can also go and discover him if we are that much particular and if we are concentrating upon his presence. So maybe we may also reach him. So Sri Aurobindo is coming in this first supramental body after the forthcoming huge destruction. We will have a nice message, we will see, to defend the Earth Mother, the Mother India, and to defend himself, and to meet the final challenge of universal egoism and falsehood. Certainly, when the supramental does touch the earth with a sufficient force to dig itself into the earth consciousness, there will be no more chance of any success or survival of the Asuric Maya. So this Asuric Maya, they have to go, they have to disappear, because with the touch of this supramental force, it is destined, it will come. So the book 11, a mother's agenda, book 11, page 234, this has been quoted actually. So we'll see how the embodiment will be there. We know Sri Aurobindo belongs to future. To a son of strength who climbs to the creation's peak, no soul is thy companion in the light. O strong foreigner, I have heard thy cry, one shall descend and break the iron law. Change nature's doom by the lone spirit's power. Like this, we have seen different definitions, different descriptions in the different demarcations on Sri Aurobindo while he was in the role of Ashwapati, of course. Then another two or three lines, couple of lines I can remember. A colonist from immortality. Who Sri Aurobindo, what Sri Aurobindo represents here. A colonist from immortality. His birth held up a symbol and a sign. So just imagine how he was being described here. So here we'll see some of the messages given by the mother in different places, and how Sri Aurobindo has also written in Synthesis of Yoga and all. We'll try to quote it one by one, few comments we'll see. It, the embodiment, her embodiment, is a chance of the earth consciousness to receive the supramental into it. It, the embodiment, is a chance of the earth consciousness to receive the supramental into it, and to undergo first the transformation necessary for that to be possible. Afterwards, there will be a further transformation, and only it is about transformation. There will be a further transformation by the supramental, but the whole earth consciousness will not be supramentalized. There will be the first new race repressing the supramind, representing the supermind, as man represents the mind. Man is representing the mind. That will be a new race will come that will represent the supermind. So this supramentalization will take place. But this last part of the sentence we'll see, the whole earth consciousness will not be supramentalized. There will be first a new race representing the supermind, as man represents the mind. They will come. After their arrival, this supramentalization will start. Sri Aurobindo quotes in Savitri also, when Superman is born as the nature's king, his presence shall transfigure the matter's world. Simultaneously, he had said, I will be the first supramental being. The first supramental being I will be. And that vision of the mother, we have seen that the beautiful big vision of the boat, where these people are being carried out from this shore to another shore of the supramental country, where these people will stay there permanently, and these people are prepared. These people have been guided and taken by the mother, because mother is permanently in charge of this transformation and the supramentalization. That vision we have seen and we have also read. And this is given in 25 Mother volume 25. It was written in 14th August 1933. Then Synthesis of the Yoga, page 81, we'll see one beautiful line. The Supreme has laid his luminous hand upon the chosen human vessel of his miraculous light and power and ananda. Very nice sentence, I want to quote it again. The Supreme has laid his luminous hand. Of course, we have seen the trial mod engine for heaven use. The cosmic worker set his trial mod engine for the human use. He is preparing, getting prepared. He is the chosen soul. He has been, this Supreme has laid, here quotes here in Synthesis of Yoga, page 81. The Supreme has laid his luminous hand upon the chosen human vessel of his miraculous light and power and ananda. So in Savitri, of course, in page number 706, on book 11, canto 1, we have seen the first born of a new supernal race. Sri Aurobindo quotes the first born of the new supramental race. The incarnate dual power shall open God's door. The incarnate dual power. We will see here, Mother and Sri Aurobindo. There are two who are one and play in many worlds. There are two who are one and are the mights and rights in things. The two who are one are the secrets of all power that we have seen. For the emanation, for the necessity of the earth, for the as compelled by the earth's pair and all, they have taken the dual personality and this dual incarnation. This here in the course, dual power. The incarnate dual power shall open God's door. Eternal supermind touch earthly time. The Superman shall wake in mortal man and manifest the hidden demigod, or grow into the God light and God force, revealing the secret deity in the cave. Just imagine what is their role, incarnate dual power, the firstborn of a new supernal race, earth eternal, that is eternal supermind touch earthly time. Then what will be the change in this time? Of course, it is here in the course here. The Superman shall wake in mortal man. This wake means now itself in the asleep condition. Superman shall wake in mortal man, and what they will do? To manifest the hidden demigod. Demigod is unmanifest and hidden. He has to manifest the hidden demigod, or grow into the God like and the God force. So it is there, it has to grow. It is there inside the seed is within, and revealing the secret deity in the cave. This deity is secret and unrevealed. So they have to reveal the secret deity in the cave. Then another Savitri will get 4 lines in Savitri in page number 706 again. The Superman shall reign as the king of life. Very brilliant description. The superhuman shall reign as the king of life, make earth almost the mate and peer of heaven, and lead towards God and truth man's ignorant earth, and lift towards Godhead his mortality. So this mortality will be led towards the Godhead, and with the ignorant earth will be led forward towards the God. This earth will be almost mate and peer of heaven, and Superman shall reign as the king of life, the king of life. So just imagine what is their importance, how they are coming, and with the initial presence here in the course I saw the omnipotent flaming pioneers here in the course. I saw the omnipotent flaming pioneers. In the rare occasions here in the uses him as I, very limited places he has used I. Here in the course, I who have seen behind the cosmic mask the glory and the beauty of the face, seeing the Aditi. And here on describing Superman, supramental beings here in the course here, I saw the omnipotent flaming pioneers, I saw them cross the twilight of an age. Just imagine they are approaching, they are after this twilight, after this great darkness, their reign will be on the earth, put forward on earth. Then Mother's Agenda, Volume 4, Mother quotes, about the present civilization, it is not which has to be saved. It is the world that has to be saved, and that will be surely done, though it may not be so easily, or so soon as some wish or imagine, or the way that they imagine. The present must surely change, but whether in a destruction or a construction on basis of a greater truth on the issue. But it has to happen, it is sure, the change is bound to happen, and a change will come. Then in Savitri also we have seen couple of sentences in the mother's indirect voice here in the course here in page of number 516. I will save earth if earth consents to be saved. I will save earth if earth consents to be saved. The equivalent message is also there. The world is preparing for a big change, will use help. So that help should be there from outside. I will save earth if earth consents to be saved. Then love shall at last tread unwounded earth's soil, and mind shall admit the sovereignty and of truth, and body bear the immense descent of God. God. Then Mother quotes here, on thoughts and aphorisms we have seen, Europe prides itself on her practical and scientific organization and efficiency. I am waiting till the organization is perfect and the child can, then a child can destroy her. Then Mother says, yes, but what child? I have the impression that it is come something absolutely true and absolutely true prediction. But I don't know. It is the child of the new world with a smile. He will bring the whole thing tumbling down. Then we'll see the last sentence. That big change is the emergence from earth of a new race of the gods, immediately beings which will be to man what man is to the animal. The consciousness is that a new race of the God is already at work, and earth enlighten all those who are capable of receiving and listening to it. So this form is coming, the new world is bringing a new creation from the old shall rise, which will be prepared, and Sri Aurobindo is coming. Thank you.